Basically, other people have decided in their heart to be bitches instead of take their craftsman bloodline to me and obey God through me, the only warrior, the only valid true warrior, the true moral warrior on the planet. First of all, it's the obvious. White-skinned people dominate the planet in terms of the flesh, and they can never meet the burden of proof. Them or their token minorities or anyone else can never meet the burden of proof. Okay, due to technology, ill-gotten gains, breeding, right? Evil breeding, bred, be read. The soul brother example proves my point. Also, association as a result of their propaganda. We'll get into that momentarily. Part of the problem here has to do with what they call the synthetic conventional stage of faith. This is supposedly an early to late adolescence stage, right? Kind of, post-puberty, right? And this continues in reality, right? They don't make this clear into their adult life. They never really pass this stage because they never effectively understand this stage, okay? And they basically conform with the bitch shit and have an inferior idea of what it is like to be a religious person, what it means to be spiritual. They never truly grasp what it means to be religious and spiritual because they're trying to be conventional, right? And they're synthetic instead of authentic, right? They're sinners. Their own argument is that they're born sinners. They say we're all sinners in their churches. You know, nobody's perfect. For those people who aren't Christians as well, they're saying things like this too. You know, they have no idea of how to try to be perfect, and they're not even trying. And as a result, they're pure fucking evil, really. When you don't try your best to be pure good, it defaults with pure evil. A lot of people don't quite grasp that. All right. So with their kind of high school mentality, this kind of, oh, wouldn't that be cool if I'm this? I want to be this kind of little childish mentality they never grow out of. And, the corporate person is like a sage, scribe, craftsman-like person. They're crazy. Right? They're disassociated from reality. They're in their own little world in the psychological construct, and it is a pedo kind of LGBT Greco-Roman foundation and Greco-Roman group run psychological construct, right? Social clubs with Greco-Roman type themes. Okay, corporate, right? Core pirate, corpus, corpus, courier, career. Okay, core, poor, a, shun. They're shunning the alpha. This is what they've accepted, this kind of corporate direction. Shallow people attempt to redefine what it means to be deep to cover this up. Okay, they're disassociated, weak-minded, pretending to be strong-willed. They're groupies. They're trying to dress cool. They're egotistical. They're privileged mentality. They're antichrist types. It's pretty straightforward. These types of people and the people that have allowed them to rule them with their simple-minded, poor, sheeple mentality can never reach the burden of proof that they or their bloodlines can produce a Messiah. What is different with me is I come from royal martial art family. Africa is the furthest on the spectrum from their Western core, right? Everyone else is more like the Western core antichrist evil than the Africans. And of the Africans, it's only this one royal family that truly achieves this martial art moral warrior status. The others have allowed themselves to get played out as skinny guys with little sticks, pretending to do little stick moves, right? They've allowed themselves to get played out hard because they weren't true royalty and the world didn't truly respect them on top of that. All right. So when we look at their Bible, it says, I am who I am. They're trying to play, really quickly, why do the major Western types, and they're all variations of these types, fall short of someone who's a viable character type to pretend that they're a Messiah? The cowboy is a non-martial artist. He's a natural Western culture fanatic. He's racist, so he has racist associations. His guns, he's semi-shallow. He's probably the least shallow of the white types, and he comes up short, and that's pretty much all I really need to say, but let's just go on. Businessman, rich, shallow, cocky, controlling, his government association, anyone from a business family, you can throw them out, and they're not viable. The police families, the military families, because of their association and their complicity with psychology, they're shallow, they're criminal associations, they're rapists, they're controlling, they're unfair, semi-brute, bull-headed, their body shape works against them, etc. You can pretty much throw anyone from a police family out. They're not going to come out as a Messiah type. They're too simple and evil. Police and military. The rock and roll metal types, evil, groupie, need I go on. The churches, they're shallow. They're Greek theater themes. It's not believable, and we'll get into that if I have time. The yuppies, the groupies, they're shallow, right? They're no yuppie, young, urgent, professional, no putty from the middle-class white neighborhood. These guys aren't believable. The nerds, they're unwise, foolish, out of touch. Celebrities, unbelievable, idol, right? American Idols, idolater association, their image, they're shallow. In their image game, these guys aren't viable types to pretend that they're Messiah lines. Their kids aren't viable for these reasons, because their inclinations and who they are and so on and so forth. The MLK problem. Why, the MLK problem, why didn't a white guy lead the movement? So white people in general have the MLK problem. There's all these white people in the country, all these white Christian churches, all these white spiritual movements and Greco-Roman movements, gay movements, etc. Why was it this black guy that is leading the move against racism? Why didn't white people do it? So there's a lack of a truly spiritual family in the world white community, okay, in the white demographic of the world. Okay, they're loyal to the G nerd effect. Dragon is a play on words for G nerd. G is the earth deity. They have a white savior complex, white privilege, white denial. No viable counter argument for this. No viable counter argument for manifest destiny. Slavery association, the Native American genocide, the used car salesman, hustler, crony, capitalist association. Their token minorities are in a cultural box. They're led by Masons and social clubs that are ruled by these people, and they're too simple-minded. Okay. The immigrants are too simple-minded. They're not spirit. No immigrant comes over here super spiritual like a spiritual leader, and it never fails. Why is that? Okay, it is the